It's
Yes.
time to step again into our laughter lift.
Do we have to?
Few more highfalutin jokes
Oh, dear.
after the lowfalutin ones return next
We have
week.
some midfalutin ones.
No, we're highfalutin. Here we go.
Okay.
So last week we were somewhat swamped with highfalutin jokes that could appear in the pages of The Economist.
Yes. Oh, yes, that's right. Yes.
Okay. In particular, a joke which ended like this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how fast you were driving? Replied the police officer rather sternly. No, says Heisenberg, but I know where I am.
Yeah.
So we asked you if you laughed at it. The overwhelming response was yes. Amazingly, people did laugh at it.
Wow, we've got very smart listeners.
Well, speaking of which, this email. Dear one conjugate variable and the other conjugate variable. I laughed out loud. This is from Oliver Morton.
Okay.
I laughed out loud. If the man walking down Point Hill in Greenwich, as I was walking up it this morning as a member of the church, he can corroborate this fact. That said, I think the joke works slightly better if Heisenberg says, no, but I know exactly where I was, rather than where I am. The point is that you cannot know the momentum and the location simultaneously, so the tenses need to match. I liked the French Constitution joke too, but then I would. So what do you think Oliver Morton does? Here is the answer. He's the senior editor, essays, briefings and technology quarterlies at The Economist.
Of course he is.
Of course he is. I like the fact that we got a highfalutin joke that was corrected by Oliver Morton. Here's Alex. The Heisenberg joke in this week's take gave not only myself a good chuckle, but also my friend, who is a doctor of accelerator physics. To provide another joke in a similar vein, two cats are sitting on a sloping roof. Which one falls off first? I won't even bother asking you, because the answer is the one with the smallest mu. The Greek letter mu stands for the coefficient of friction. The cat with the smallest mu, the least friction, will fall off the roof first. Also, cats say mew.
Yeah, well, meow. Doesn't quite work, does it?
And Dr. Andy Jackson, I have a PhD in physics. I understood the joke. Upon perceiving the completion of the fictional Heisenberg anecdote, I involuntarily emitted a brief nasal gust. I estimate mirth magnitude to be roughly 5 centisniggers. No chuckles were registered. I love the idea. If we've got mirth magnitude, there is something called a centisnigger. Thank you, Andy. And another Andy Bradshaw. Dear Simon and Mark and glorious puppeteer Simon, I don't know whether you'll be doing a show or wanting jokes due to the ongoing sadness about Her Majesty's passing, but I think jokes are perfectly fine. And the music is finished, so that means it's okay. However, if you are... Oh, it's starting again, never mind. If you are, may I submit one of my late father's jokes, the research physicist, him in the big lab in the skies, favourites.
Yes.
Why is particle physics like constipation?
I don't know why is particle physics like constipation.
You need to work it out with a pencil. Regards.
Even I get that. I get that.
Can I
joke.
just say, Andy, I mean, respect to your dad and everything, but we had that joke in the playground of St John's Church of England Primary School because the alternative was, why is maths like constipation? You work it out with a pencil, or because you have to work it out in logs. So they were the two versions that we had. So that is a highfalutin joke for a research physicist, but also playground.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, so we'll go lowfalutin for next week, unless, of course, you work for The Economist.
They go high.
And you want to send in some more. So just send in more stuff. Anyway,
and incidentally, if you're working in The Economist ad department, yes, you do still need to pay for the adverts.
Yes. Come on. For heaven's sake.
That was a great video, wasn't it?
I couldn't take my eyes off it.
No, neither could they.
Do they know, do you think, that they can keep up to date with all things Kermode and Mayo's take by following us on our socials? Because they're all here below.
Well, they definitely know it now.
That's true.